My blissful gorgeous selves, now let us know the true history of France. This is from Transformational Traveling in Power Spots of France. France was converted into Christianity only 1500 years ago. Before that, for 1000 years, it was a country of Vedic civilization of intergalactic culture. Well, what are evidences? On a wall alongside, this is first point. On a wall alongside a road leading to Eiffel Tower is a stone tablet inscribed with first chapter of first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which was composed 5000 years ago. And this is in Sanskrit, Devanagari Lipi. Okay. Secondly, ancient name of France is Gaul, G-U-A-L, Gaul. This word stems from the Vedic wise man sage Galav, G-A-U-L-A-V. His wonderful stories are described in Earth Chronicles. And cosmic understanding in the bank of river Seine. Okay, so that is sage Galav, Maharshi Galav. He ran a Vedic university. You can read about this wise man in Earth Chronicles of India, written 5000 years ago. Third point, word France emanates from prior, F-R-I-A-R. In Sanskrit, it is province. Province means where assemblage of cosmic councils wise men often held. Fourth point is, in their remote antiquity, Druid wise men were descendants of sage Galav. His friend was sage Kashyap. He had Vedic seminars in the shore of Caspian Sea. His friend was Atri. He had a Vedic university and in Vedic Vatika, nowadays it is known as Vatican City, where the Pope lives. His land became famous as Etruria, means the whole Italy was known, actually yes, before being Christian, Italy was known as Etruria, okay, and that was with the name of sage Atri. Because Atri founded a civilization and his name was known as Etruscan civilization, okay? And the country who followed Etruscan culture, Etruscan way of life was known as Etruria, and it has become now known as Italy. So, sage Atri's friend was Palestine, who lived in Palestine. Historian French comment goes in great details about it. That is very interesting to read. Fifth point is name. Sebesio is mispronunciation of Namah Shivesh, like Om Namah Shivaya. Okay? It was the center of Shiva wisdom, Shiva knowledge, Shiva worship. Okay? Neme Sebesio, that is the name of the town nowadays. Sixth point is Camus was founded around a temple of Saturn. That huge cathedral stands on the bricks of the same ancient Saturn temple, my dear friends, in France. Seventh is Strabo. Says Marseilles had a protective wall all around it, and it was inhabited around the temple of Delphi, Apollo, sun god temple in Sanskrit. It is called Marichalayas. That turned now into Marseilles. Okay, Marseilles is a beautiful city near the Mediterranean Sea. Now that's wonderful. But there is no sun god temple there. So eighth point is Les Mans. In the west of Paris is inhabited after Manu the Great, the first educator of humanity. Yes, that Manu. And ninth is in Roman civilization, Paris was known as Parisorium. And Parisorium is corrupt form of Sanskrit word Parameshwariyam. And there was a huge temple alongside the river of Divine Mother Jagadamba Bhagavati Jayedam Dharite Jagat. So on the banks of the river Seine there used to be a famous temple of Divine Mother known as Parameshwariyam. During Etruscan civilization it was mispronounced as Parisorium, and after Roman civilization it ended up in being called as Paris. Please educate yourself with 6 volumes of literature on Divine Mother based on Devi Bhagavatam. 10th point is Notre Dame Cathedral of Paris was converted into a Christian church only 1200 years AD. 1200 AD it was pounced and forced and massacred brutally by Roman troops, the sacred descendants of mighty Saint Gallo. The ancestors of French people lost their Vedic dignified heritage, and on the gunpoint they were converted into Christianity. And their goddess too is now costumed as Christian goddess. 11th point, all over cathedral, my dear friends, you may see various geometrically patterns of squares, hexagons, octagons and circles with 24 spokes. These are yantras compulsory in Divine Mother meditations, okay? That is called yantra. In Shakta traditions, if you go to Kamakhya, if you go to Vindhyachal, or even in Kashi and Hingalaj, and in Divine Mother Center you will see many kinds of yantras. So some of the same yantras you will find in that cathedral. Okay? So for circles there are yantras compulsory in Divine Mother's meditation. For explanation, see the book Abhor by Robert E. Swabodh, or see our 6 volumes of divine consciousness. 12th point is apparently meaningless French words will tell you fantastic meanings if you look into Sanskrit origin, that word with the help of Panini grammar, okay? Panini was a great grammarian in Vedic civilization. So the 13th point is Christianity has no opening for zodiacal science or astrology, but in Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, all of them have artfully drawn. It is relevant only in Vedic context, where they are signals of specific luck boost or disaster as outbreak of karmas from past life as well as future indications. Okay? 14th point is the Julius Caesar, the Roman general, recorded Gauls claim to be descendants of dispatcher. In Sanskrit it means Prajapati Kashyap. 15th point is Caesar, and Caesar sent God praise, and Tacitus agreed that it was French language which was spoken in France and Britain, Spain and Portugal all over. Long before the French language was forced on British when they conquered England, and using English language, writing English was sign of illiteracy and an uncivilized and uncultured persons. So it took long time when England fought and grew up again and conquered other countries. English became a very prominent language nowadays. So 16th point is there are so much forgeries in European history as there is in India from the time of Nehru. From the time of Alexander Cunningham. That stupid idiot Cunningham has done all the havocs in the history, which Nehru continued on, and then 5 Muslim education ministers which Nehru made, they brought bigger havocs. Then communists took over the education ministry, and then havoc continued on, and that is why most of people in Hindu culture, they became now secularist. In the name of secular, they became anti-Hindu and anti-India also, destroyer of their own heritage. Therefore, everybody's brain is lopsided here. That needs to be corrected very soon. Otherwise, they will create another havoc. So, there are so much forgeries in European history also in memoirs and also in architectural monuments. So 17th point is most of ancient masterpiece buildings and authorships alleged to be Muslims and Christian precede the era 711 AD, such as Notre Dame and Cordoba and Alhambra and Azura and Seville. So the 18th point is Toulouse and Muni, Sorbonne and Versailles and Cairns, great historian of India tell us they have Vedic origin with a sacred temple at the center used to be visited by inhabitants with great reverence by surrounding countries. 19th point is even Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc gets her name from Sanskrit. Arc signifies the sun god. Brilliant sun, that's how she was in valor, in archery, in strength, self-confidence. She was like sunlight, sun god. 20th point is if you are interested in more details, please order True History of France in Perspective of Intergalactic Culture, my dear friends. In next visit we will tell you about True History of Germany and Intergalactic Culture. Thank you very much. Oh.